Hello everyone, this is Astocky here. This is part 5 of my Let's Play with the Technic Pack. I have a plan for what I'm going to do today. So what I'm going to do is I am going to basically gather some resources and make sure that I have enough of everything that I need. And once I've done that, I'm going to come back and I'm going to start the video. So just to give you an idea of what I'm going to make, I have 2 spots here and here for some solar panels that's going to help this miner basically run all the time without draining this too badly during the day, and I'll work out what I'm going to do during the night. And I have this large spot of empty land over here that I'm intending to use to go absolutely nuts with equivalent exchange. So I'm going to build a red power machine that's basically going to allow me to go nuts. Wow, okay, ghosty thing. Sweet. I've got his gunpowder. Okay, so I'll be back fairly soon, and I'm going to have some really cool stuff to build. So, back soon. Okay, so welcome back everyone. I have finished gathering basically all that I needed. I pretty much had everything. It was just a matter of getting it in the right form, except for this iron pickaxe. I just went for a run and bought it. I've got plenty of iron to enable me to do it, but I went and got it anyway. And I had to go get some more resin from the trees to be able to get the amount of copper wire I wanted, because I need quite a lot of copper wire from what I'm planning on doing. And I'm going to now need to reclaim these 2 furnaces to make what I'm after. So that's... Actually, there's one more thing I need to do as well. I needed to make coal dust, and I purposely didn't make all of it. Wow, I'm sorry, that seems just really loud. I've got the volume set quite low, but for some reason it doesn't seem to have much effect on how noisy these machines are. But try it again. Try 5% this time. 6, that'll do. So yeah, so I needed some coal dust, so got the coal dust that I needed now. Hopefully this is still burning, powering my mine, which is just doing its thing, working away in the background, digging me up lots of stuff. And yeah, it was tin ore. I needed a couple more pieces of tin ore just to make sure I had enough tin. So what I'll do is I will start by making the things that I need to make. So the first thing I need to do is I need to make 4 electronic circuits. So I'm going to need refined iron, redstone and copper cable. And so yeah, I said I need to make 4 of them. So 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Lessons in counting. So there's my 4 electronic circuits. I need to make 2 generators. So each generator requires a furnace and a machine block. So there's my 2 machine blocks. Now I need to make some batteries. So now we take our tin, make our 2 batteries. So here we go, we're now going to make 2 generators. Now for the next step, we're going to need glass and coal dust, because we're going to turn those generators into solar panels. And so the way you do that is with like a V shape of coal dust, 2 electronic circuits, sorry, an electronic circuit on each side, a generator, some coal dust, and then some pieces of glass. So that gets me my 2 solar panels. And what this will allow me to do is it will allow me to need to pump less fuel into this and still have sufficient energy for this mine to operate. I've done some rough numbers, and it looks like just the mine running by itself is pretty much stable with 2. It's fine with 3, so that's almost enough. Well, we'll deal with the fact that it's not quite enough later. So for now, that's the first thing I wanted to build. The next thing I want to build is I want to build a piston. So I'll just grab all this stuff out of the chest here. So I need to make myself a piston. So a piston is 3 across the top, 1 iron ingot, 4 pieces of cobble, and a bit of redstone at the bottom. because what I'm looking to build, and I'll bring up the recipe for you over here, gone too far, is a block breaker. So I need a piston, a new iron pickaxe, 6 cobble and 1 redstone. So we'll whack that together now, seeing as I have all the ingredients. Piston. And so what a block breaker does is any block that's in front of it, it breaks whenever it gets pulsed with a redstone signal. So I will come here, and basically what I'm going to do is build an infinite cobble generator. And so I'm going to go through the standard process for building an infinite cobble generator, which is, at least for me, this pattern here. And I don't want things to catch on fire, so chuck another piece over the top. Now I need to get some water. Bit of water. So there we have an infinite cobble generator. And now what I actually need to do is I need to get that piece of lava out of there, because you need to be basically where you want the block breaker to break when you put it down. So I wanted it to break in this direction, so I have to stand in that spot, and standing in that spot with lava there doesn't really work. But now the lava will fill back in and we have cobble, so this block breaker here will spit in this direction whatever it is that you place behind it. So in this case I'm going to make a chest, and every bit of cobble it breaks, it's going to spit into this chest for me, and then I can just collect it at my leisure. I don't like the fact that you can't really see that it's a chest, so I'll put that there. And now we're pretty much done. All we need is something to trigger this, and so you can do it with a redstone torch by putting the redstone torch down. Oop. So I think you put the redstone torch on the block, and then I think you have to have a little bit of redstone wire running to it. So I think if I... okay. Basically it needs a pulse of redstone to work, so it's sometimes a little bit finicky about how you get it to happen. So there you go, it's worked, but now it won't work again. So it's done one, because this isn't pulsing. So what I need to do is, using the red power mod, I need to make a timer. So I haven't done this very often, so I'm, I guess, still a bit new. That's the thing I want to make, and it's made like this. So now I just have to work out how to make that stuff. So we'll start with the stone pointer in the middle, so that's stone, redstone torch, and stone wafer. You might say, well, how do you make a stone wafer? And the way you do that is you cook up a normal piece of smooth stone. So you cook cobble to get smooth stone, you cook again, and you get your wafers. Just going to chuck some more energy in there, just to make sure this puppy doesn't run out and that stays nice and full. But as I said, you're pretty much with 2 solar panels are just about right to have a miner. So 8, we'll wait till we get all 10 wafers. Okay, so now we go back to our crafting bench. We start with 1 wafer, 1 redstone torch above it, and that gets me a cathode. That was the bit at the bottom, so we will need to make one of those, but we'll start with a pointer. And the next one we need to make is a cathode, and then we need to make 2 anodes, but you can't make 2 anodes because they come in packs of 3. So there's 3 anodes. Now we need 3 pieces of just stone wire. That's 4, Andrew. Maybe we only need 2. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That might be enough. Let me just check the recipe again. No, we definitely need 3 of them, and it's 2 blanks. So somehow I've ended up 1 piece of redstone short. Yeah, I'm definitely 1 piece of redstone short. That's okay though, thanks to the magic of equivalent there it is. Thankfully, thanks to the magic of equivalent exchange, I can go bang, bang, and get 1 more piece of redstone. And oops. And that 1 more piece of redstone will get me 1 more wafer. So now I can build that all together and make my timer. So pointer in the middle, cathode at the bottom, anodes on either side. We need 3 of those, and then 2 empty wafers, and we have a timer. And what this thing does is it spins and every time it gets to the end there, it sends a pulse of energy out this side, and this side. And what you can do is you can throw a signal at the base of it. I got rid of my torch. If you throw a redstone signal at the base here, it will actually stop this in place, and you right click on it to set the time. But I don't want it there because it doesn't do me any good there. What I want to do is put it down just here. And now you can see every time it goes to that end and clicks, it breaks a block. Now the optimal timing for this particular setup is 1.5 seconds, because that's exactly how long it takes for this to refill itself. So you can see that's pumping cobblestone into this chest for me. Now the way you need to, with equivalent exchange, make a diamond is you place, I only got 5 cobble at the moment, so that's not going to be enough, but it'll give you an idea of what you need to. Okay, that's something that occasionally happens with equivalent exchange. If you right click, it kind of looks at what you have in your inventory and basically expends its charge by mass producing it. I think it's kind of weird, and you shouldn't really do it. I do it by accident quite regularly though, which is stupid of me. How are you going? Because I've got the sound turned down so low you can't actually hear it anymore, but it's still mining, it's still going further down, and we're still getting lots of ore out of it. Although this was a particularly poor place to mine, and from looking at the numbers over here is, like 100, so it's much better. So the next place I'm going to move it to is just here, and then hopefully I'll get some good stuff out of that. But you can see, you walk away and this thing just keeps doing its business, and you end up with lots. What I will do though is I will make a lever, and I will chuck the lever at the base here, because if this gets full, it just kind of craps itself. So what you can do is now, by sending a redstone signal to the base, it stops it. And so by doing that I can stop this if I decide to go adventuring or go somewhere a long way away. Okay, so one stack of 64 should be enough to do a bit of a demonstration. So you put your philosopher's stone up, you've obviously got 64 cobble, so you put all your cobble together, and each pit makes a piece of clay, so that's 16 clay. Now 6 clay makes 1 iron ingot, so we'll not have anywhere near enough, but there you go, that was 2 iron ingots. And again, this is just going to continue doing its thing in the background. 30, now that's still not going to be quite enough, but again you'll get the idea. So there's 11 pieces of clay and 2 cobble. So we have another iron ingot, and let's assume for a second we had one more piece of clay. That'll make a 4th iron ingot, and then if you put 4 iron ingots together, you make 1 gold ingot, and if you put 4 gold ingots together, you make a diamond. So basically what you're looking at is 2 stacks of 64 cobble is enough to make a diamond. So again, I'm quite a long distance away from actually being able to make that at the moment, but you can see that I've only been doing this for a couple of seconds, and I've already made 5 pieces of iron, and 4 of those together make 1 gold. And it's just ticking away in the background here, ticking, 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 ticking. So just give me 1 second, I'll just work out the exact number. Okay, so it turns out I was quite a bit off with my numbers. It was not in actual fact 2 stacks you needed, it was 6 stacks that you need. And to get 6 stacks you need time, patience and the ability to count, and I've lost that at the moment. So it's 1 piece of cobble every 1.5 seconds, so it's about 600 seconds, so it's about 10 minutes. So about once every Minecraft day you would get a piece of diamond using this method. The advantage of this system and this setup though is if I was to just here build another infinite cobble generator, I can use this same redstone timer to power another block breaker that will fill in this side, and all of a sudden it's 1 diamond every half Minecraft day. And I think you're sensing a pattern, because this is an infinitely repeatable process. I've actually seen in some setups where they have this multi-layered, or they have just a big line of these things back to back with the block breakers underneath spitting things down. There are lots of different ways you can do it, to the point where I've seen some where they generate sufficient cobble to make a diamond every minute. And obviously this setup that I have here is a much more basic setup than that. So we're not going to get anywhere close to having a diamond every minute. But you can obviously see the extensibility of this and how quickly you can turn this into a profit-making machine. So once again, we need to go 6 to get an iron ingot. There we have our 4 iron ingots. So doot, and we've got another piece of gold. So you can see that you really rapidly with this setup just have a gold producer, and you don't even have to go anywhere. Although luckily for me, I have 11 pieces of gold and a macerator, and I'm not afraid to use it. So I'm going to destroy that off, come up with lots of gold, and make some diamonds for the next episode, because 8 diamonds just really isn't enough. So my plan is to turn 9 diamonds into a block of diamond. What are you doing up there? Yeah, so my plan is to turn 9 diamonds into a block of diamond and utilize this space just here. Yeah, and to utilize this space just here to make an equivalent exchange energy thing, the bit that has the glowstone on top. The one that basically takes any fuel and turns it into the next level of fuel. So that'll be the next episode. So thanks very much for watching. Nice short episode today. Stay tuned. Astocky out.